Well, today I want to talk a little bit about Réveillon, one of the most famous of all evenings in Louisiana's culinary and cultural history. Réveillon is a French tradition, and it comes from the French word réveillon, or the awakening, meaning that you're alive and well and very excited about the evening. Normally Réveillons are traditional Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. That's the day, even though today in Louisiana, a Réveillon may last a week, but not traditionally. It is for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And the reason it's called the Awakening is because in the Catholic Society of South Louisiana, you must fast before going to communion. And of course, on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, the church had their high mass at midnight. So you had to fast all day before going to communion. So of course you needed to stay away from all of the foods that were traditional during the holiday until you got back from mass, which was normally about 2 o'clock in the morning. So imagine all day long the families coming together and creating these lavish dishes. They're coming out with these wonderful soups, normally the rooster in andouille gumbo, sometimes with oyster in it. The rooster was always plump and ready for butchering in the morning so the gumbo could cook all day long. And the rooster, of course, took a long time to tenderize, so it made the best gumbo. The turtle soup, the wonderful snapping turtle soup of the swamps of Louisiana, always a wonderful dish. Sweetbreads and oysters always grace the table of a Réveillon. And then we had those classic dishes like the salami pie, where the game, because remember, it's the winter season, it's hunting season, so you're gonna have duck and venison and rabbit and quail and woodcock. And all of those game birds or small game being boiled and deboned and cooked in a rich brown gravy and then put into a pie shell called the salami. And these are just magnificent, magnificent dishes of the Réveillon. And of course, you would have lamb, you would have veal dishes. After all, it's the beginning of the year and you have young calves at that time of year. So you're gonna have meat dishes, sweetbreads naturally, the wonderful blanquette de veau you would always find on the table. Lamb would certainly find its way on the table. Duck, geese out of the swamps of Louisiana. Always the sweet potatoes in some fashion. The oyster stews and the rich brown gravies put inside of the vol au vents or the patty shells. And for dessert, mother's cream puff, the wonderful pastry cream inside of the really delicate puff pastry, or the île flottante, the floating isles, the egg whites that are floating atop this big bowl, this beautiful bowl of creme anglaise, and of course the spiked eggnogs. And then you're going to find the anisettes and the ratifias, those wild fruit liqueurs that would be gracing the table as well. But Réveillon is about family, it's about church, it's about coming together, it's about awakening after the midnight mass and being all excited to see the family and friends. And of course, it's cold in Louisiana. The few times that it's cold in Louisiana is on Christmas Eve, and there's a need for the bonfires on the levee, the massive bonfires that's built by the children beginning at Thanksgiving and completed for Christmas Eve, so they could light the way for Papa Noel to find his way into the swamplands of Louisiana and leave the oranges or the apples or the little wooden carved toys for the children. And the bonfires, of course, in reality were to light the way to church, but also to warm the travelers as they were walking 1 or 2 miles through the swamplands of Louisiana. So when I think of the classic Réveillon that we're going to be doing here at Revolution Restaurant, I'm thinking about paying terrific, accurate, wonderful homage to the Creoles, the mixtures of people that came to Louisiana and brought with them their ingredients, their traditions, their families, and wanted to share it with others in their community. And there was no better way than to prepare all day these lavish meals that overfill the kitchen tables, just awaiting the guests to arrive from those cold winter nights off of the swamp floor of Louisiana after midnight mass to be awakened by the gifts of the swamp floor pantry. It's Réveillon.